Out here once again. Taking a look at some big spell Mage today. Realistically, I think we're expecting this deck to just be good still, simply because the nerfs didn't really do all that much. I think the 1-mana nerf to Portal Mancer just kind of pushes you off the turn for Tsunami, which is probably overall good for the game of Hearthstone. And I really don't think anybody actually cares about the stats on the Surf Pod. I'm not sure what actually prompts that change. Unless it's just because of the Sea Shield being able to get that card out a little bit early.
Lady Prestor versus Illidan.
Unfortunately, I was thinking that this might be the case where we run into
For your insolence.
a Demon Hunter, and that's why I preemptively put in a couple of audio medics here to try to work as a anti-aggro deterrent. If we're seeing a lot of aggro, Big Spell Mage isn't going to be a good choice. Otherwise, it should be perfectly fine as a brain-dead deck to play. And unfortunately, the big spells in the hand aren't really what we're looking for either. Not exactly what we're looking for as far as a starting hand. Probably going to have to actually draw into my audio medics here to have a chance. Ask and you shall receive. The question is, are we playing at this turn? It's nice and yellow this turn. But what happens here? So we trade, we go back to full, and then they're going to remove it, and we actually don't get any more healing off of it. This definitely has to die, though, especially with the Patches Pirates in the deck. I'm thinking maybe coin Metal Detector into Sea Shield. Play this on turn 4, and probably get 4 healing out of it. That might be just a little bit greedy, though. This play allows me to save the coin. Opponent's probably mad that we roped, but certain turns are just really important, and I feel like this is an important turn in this matchup with the decisions that we have. Hopefully no Patches Pirates coming out here. This is a little bit weak. I feel like we really need the coins, unfortunately. Would be 8. I can get this down on turn 6. Or even turn 5.
You challenge me?
So I'm going to go Metal Detector here, get a coin. We're going to get another coin on 4. And play the Sea Shield.
Good hit, my turn.
You hate to see the Rough Houser, though. This is going to be a lot of damage adding up very quickly here. So I can use a coin, hero power trade here. That gives me 2 coins. But I can't actually do that if I want to get the Tsunami out. And I feel like probably the only chance I have of winning this is going to be the turn 5 Tsunami. But in the meantime, I'm going to be getting punched in the face quite a bit. So it may actually just be a loss here. But you would kind of expect it against aggro Demon Hunter. Again, if people are playing a lot of aggro, then Big Spell Mage isn't going to be super effective. But outside of that, the win rate should be really, really close to what it was even before the nerfs.
My wool itches for war.
Ooh, I was really not expecting to see a trade there. Hey, George. Well, here's our turn 5 Tsunami play. We need to really see some good hits here. I'd like to see both of those die. Yep. Alright. So the hits were pretty good. Still would have liked to have seen like a freeze face and remove this, but we only have so many water elementals. I do have a con man though, but our health is so low. We're just like one turn slow here. One turn slow. Surely this isn't their entire turn, because this is like really weak. And like ping here, trade to free up an extra slot. Basically I'm going to be trading for their entire board, and I want to make sure that I freeze face. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I wonder how much... Yeah, they should be going face, definitely. We're at 6. That's not totally terrible. That's still the tsunami, so we ping this guy. Gonna free up a board space here. This dies. And I think I need to hit face. See what happens with this first. Alright, so our opponent has to kill us from 6. They need like double acupuncture, or acupuncture and second hot coals. Ooh, I thought they had it. When they played the second hot coals, I thought they had it. So we actually just come out on top against Pirate Demon Hunter. And you can see here that we still had the turn 5 Tsunami, even though they kind of took away the turn 5 Tsunami option. Let's take another quick look at the list here. So I mean, like, the Surf Pod change does nothing. I don't think anybody ever looked at a Surf Pod and said, oh no, a 5/6. And then the Portalmancer, like the way I look at it, basically they just say we don't want to see a turn 4 Tsunami, but a turn 5 Tsunami is fine, which we actually just did kind of in a roundabout way with a lot of coins and a Seashell. You could still do it with coins and Portalmancer on turn 5. King Tide, you can still do a turn 5 Tsunami, so the developers are fine with a turn 5 Tsunami. They just don't want to see the turn 4, but you can actually still get the turn 4 Tsunami if you have exactly like Greedy Partner get a coin into turn 3 Metal Detector, 2 kills, 2 coins, and then you'll still have your Portalmancer play on turn 4. And then get a free big spell, so... It is still possible. It should be really rare, but as I say that, it actually happened to me yesterday when an opponent hit it. And that's what you call tough. For me. I'm sure my opponent was actually pretty happy with it.
Khadgar versus Sylvanas. I stand.
Looks like we're playing a billionaire here.
Behold the magic of death.
I'm not sure about keeping the Greedy Partner without another 2-drop. I definitely want to keep the weapon. But without being able to guarantee a coin, I don't want to just be in a situation where I'm throwing this down on turn 2. And against Hunter, it's likely going to be... I don't know. I've seen Reno. I've seen... Not keeping it. I've seen Reno and I've seen Egg Hunter. And then there's also Token Hunter. But yeah, so I would rather have the Medic on 2. Just to allow, like, some form of removal here.
They love a little fiddle.
Feel that healing beat. Step to this.
So this isn't super great. I'm kind of expecting the Barrel of Monkeys here. But with the Barrel of Monkeys, I'll be able to, like, soften it up. Okay.
Solves any problem.
So it does look like it's a form of Token Hunter, so I'm probably just going to equip, of course hit the 2/2, and then heal the damage back up by trading there. But it's not looking good as far as...
Think quickly.
make sure we get the right order here as well. It's a little bit not looking too good because of our hand. Like, we've already drawn 2 spells. But the play is likely just going to be to coin out our nerfed Surf Pod. Yeah, so this is Token Hunter. They actually choose not to attack. Maybe this is actually better. They don't want to give us a coin either. Probably better to get the minion on the board. This puts a minion on the board, a little bit more resilient than the Zephyrus. Likely we float a mana with the Zephyrus as well.
Observe and reflect.
And there's only like very specific things we would have that would be able to clear this board. And then this kind of sets us up for if we top deck like a Tsunami or a Watercolor Artist. Get in there, Surf Pod. If we can hit spell. Also, I mean, going into the following turn, if I can get another coin, I just play Under the Sea. And it should still be strong enough to just win the game. And this is like a typical game that you would have seen and played even before the nerfs. So again, you know, outside of this losing a little bit of stats, which, who cares? It's still the same kind of game. This does kind of shut my play down, though, because I can't do that and play Under the Sea. But, you know, when you top deck like a genius... that's what happens. This is how you know you're good at Hearthstone, when you hit plays like this. I'm just gonna hold the weapon swing here. So I think this game is basically just over.
This was an honorable.
And it looks like our opponent agrees. So, you know, that's a quick, easy 2 wins with Big Spell Mage right off the bat. The nerfs, they did nothing. The other good thing about Big Spell Mage is that, you know, I worked earlier today, solid little 8-hour day. Sometimes you get home and you're tired. You don't want to spend a whole lot of time thinking, sweating your plays in Hearthstone. So you play something like Big Spell Mage, you know, the deck basically plays itself. And you don't have to worry about it. You just sit back and collect MMR. From the people who think that Big Spell Mage was actually nerfed. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out, by the way. See if we can keep the gravy train rolling.
Queen Ashara
So,
versus
3 games today, 2 Pirate Demon Hunters.
Have you returned
Evil
to
stuff.
serve
Yeah,
me
sometimes
once more?
it's fun to be the villain, George. This hand is bad. Pirate Demon Hunter, they're on the play going first. Seashill is nice. Hopefully we have a 2-drop. But in this matchup, I'm probably just dropping this no matter what. King Todd is interesting. Obviously, you can never coin this out. You'll make yourself look a little bit silly. But I think I actually do coin the greedy partner here. Like, just having the minion on the board is going to be good. And then next turn, even if I just bump into this and ping, it's going to be fine.
Time is short.
And then if my opponent wants to play like a Burning Heart and actually swing into this, that's just going to be damage that's not going face. Yeah, you hate to see it, man. If they have the, if they have the Hose and Roughhouser here, it's almost a loss, especially without having something better in hand than an Under the Sea for the King Todd play. We got Shill on 3, Todd on 4. They have the Roughhouser. This is about as good a start as Pirate Demon Hunter gets. And we're just going to be taking an absolute metric ton of damage face.
A limited time on.
So I feel like we probably already lost this game. We'll play it a few more turns to see what happens. Quick Pick is a little bit weak, but I mean, these are going to be 4/4s. If we play King Tide and Ping, I mean, we're pretty much just already dead. King Tide and Medic, it heals us for 2, but we can't even remove anything. Could go ahead and play Under the Sea and just hope that we hit a taunt.
A conundrum.
It's probably our best option. Under the Sea, and then we have Con Man for an additional. We're just kind of reliant on RNG here.
Job done.
Yeah, it's just over.
Next time.
8-10. They have 13. They actually have 15 with a hero power, so it's just a loss. The Sigil of Skydiving into Hosen Roughhouser is really good, and we just didn't really get a way to be able to compete with it that game. But again, that's like a typical, you would have expected that before the nerfs as well. It's just not necessarily a good matchup unless you really, really high roll your draw from the big Spell Mage side. Also interesting that, like, aggro is back. Up until maybe day before yesterday, I didn't see hardly any Demon Hunter or Warlock. And now I feel like I see it on a pretty regular basis.
For the glory of the Horde.
Behold the magic of death.
There's this Shaman? We just roll this out and it dies, right? I don't think it's a keep. I like the Metal Detector, and I think I like the King Tide here as well. Just need to draw into something to play along with the King Tide. We actually have turn 5 Tsunami, so again, exactly like it was before the nerfs. So 3, 4, 5. Figure it out from there. Could even just coin this on 3 depending on what our opponent does. If they put something out that seems threatening, we can just remove it.
Feel that healing beat.
That gives us a play. This was kind of like my anti-aggro tech because I have been seeing people playing more aggro. Sometimes it's just not good enough though.
Think quickly. Step to this.
But so far things are looking good this game. I guess it's going to either be Cliff Dive or it's going to be Reno. It could just be Reno. But either way, our opponent's off to a slow start here. They're having to play, like, extremely reactive. Probably just double trade into this to get the coin. Make sure I swing with my face first here. The totem that they've drawn would be the Needle Rock totem as well. Pretty sure. If I swing with my face first, I don't get the coin. I'd probably rather have the coin.
Step to this.
Sacrifice a little bit of health for it. Interesting choice, but they're definitely not an aggro deck, so it's fine to just take the 3 damage here. Next turn we Tsunami, we have a Khadgar, still 3 coins in hand. So we can go like 5, 6, play the Marin on 7, and even like triple coin for the... Yeah, this looks like Reno. We can triple coin for the card draw even. It'd be interesting to see how they handle the Tsunami though. Portal Mancer as well, but we don't have... So ideally I would like to draw another spell, another big boy, or a Con Man. If I don't, it's just going to be the Khadgar. Really good play from our opponent, though, to be able to get the clear here. A very powerful play, to say the least.
Don't use your head.
Just gonna get the Khadgar down. Nice. Wisdom Ball coming in. Clutch. I probably just do the Marin triple coin draw play. Try to hit some of my other big stuff. I just need to remember that the con man is now Khadgar, which I likely just don't want to replay anyway.
Impressed by my thunderous display?
Opponent goes Titan into Sasquatch. I have a really strong board now because of it. One turn late, brother.
Relaxation for all, and all thanks to me.
Could even just do a Zerog's Crown here. But I think the card draw is better. It gets us deeper into our deck. There's not like a lot of super good stuff. We have a lot of really bad draws, though, for the card draw.
There must be a way.
And I could even get like a nice minion that I would replay with the con man here as well. It's interesting. I kind of feel like I need a board right now more than I need a card draw. I guess I just take the 8/8s. This also does have some synergy with the deck. Another polymorph. Wisdom Ball 2 for 2. A lot of pressure on board. Also, these are big enough that they don't just die to a tumbleweed.
Oh, have you filled out the paperwork?
Kinda hate to see that. There's at 5 mana though, there's not a whole lot they can do here. But I'm also not killing them, most likely. I probably just Zephyrus for dealing damage, I think. Metal detector. Yeah, it looks like Zephyrus is going to be the best play here.
Oh, have you filled out the paperwork?
Go this route. Gain control. It's not that good. Flame Strike is going to be good, maybe next turn.
One dose solves
Feel that healing beat. Hold on here.
This Flame Strike into a Conman Flame Strike. Counterspell is nice. They're going to have to try to play around secrets. This will be good at some point. It just wasn't good in that situation. Unfortunately, I did use all of my coins, but I basically have enough mana to play these spells anyway. Oh, just play the Tumbleweed. Just play it. Come on, Potato. Yeah, so I feel like now the Tumbleweed comes down. Okay. Not a whole lot of difference there. Just no pressure on our opponent. Under the sea.
Step to this!
Not the greatest, but it'll likely act as a heal. The Sasquatch is gone, but they still have like a Shutter Block and
Boys in trouble.
Shutter Block and the Incendious. And they're drawing pretty deep into their deck. Start with the Wondrous Wand. Might even just be like Wand and Flame Strike.
My hand is full.
Well, that was unfortunate. Let's pretend like you didn't see that. Surf Pod Watercolor?
There must be a way.
Probably do this. Go ahead and take a trade.
Fine.
And it's a shame I burned a spell. I wasn't paying attention to what I actually had in terms of cards in hand. This gives us good pressure on the opponent. They do kind of need to play around a counterspell, but a Tumbleweed just cleans this up really well.
Well, looking for a stand-up? Careful.
Reno does as well.
Against me.
And this would be the turn where I would want to play the Sunset Volley, and of course I just burned it like a big doofus. The Norganon.
Knowledge is salvation. You are unable to comprehend.
We can slow him down a little bit. Man, if I could actually hit, like, Sunset Volleys, and then off of the Goblet, and then play DJ Mana Storm, it would be insane. Problem is, I'm kind of running out of ammunition to be able to actually kill my opponent here. And their deck is getting low, so when they make, like, the Shutter Block Incendious play, it's just going to become so much more likely that they're able to draw their deck.
Limited time offering.
Alright, so that puts Flame Strike in the Kanban. But we're still running into the issue of how are we actually winning the game from this point. And it might even be that I need to just drop the Legendary Kobold. Because I can go Conman to clear their board, Goblet to fill my hand, and then depending on what things look like, maybe just Kobold, and hope that the random legendaries get me there. Flame Strike doesn't even solve my issues here. but it does soften them up. And it removes the 4/4.
100% real fake gold.
Alakir is interesting, but it's not enough. Hero power my opponent to death. We have our own Incendius, though. Active. Now, these are all really bad. They do nothing. I think I'm just going to save myself some time here and get out of this game. I don't think we ever win from this point. As Hearthstone lags. It feels like it does this multiple times a day now. What's up with that? Free. Not sure the client has ever been this buggy. Alright, well, it looks like, oh. I was about to say, it looks like I'm going to have to restart the client, but we're good. It's like it just runs really slow sometimes. I don't know what that's all about. It's only started... When did it start? Was it the mini-set patch, or was it the patch before that? Up until that point, I'm not sure that I had ever experienced those issues with Hearthstone. Versus Rouge. So if this would happen to be Weapon Rogue, if we can actually get out the early...
Behold the magic of death.
If we can get out the early Tsunami. I think with King Tide in hand, I throw the shield away. I'm wanting just like a big spell to be able to play on turn 5 with this. I think you keep the Metal Detector, though. Although... Against Rogue, if it's Weapon Rogue, they're only going to be playing Swarthy. What is it? Swarthy Swashbuckler? The 3/3 Pirate is the only thing that they play, and that makes this kind of worthless. I mean, we do get the 1 coin off of it. And then if it's like Cycle Rogue, they're probably not doing a lot either. I guess I'll keep the Metal Detector here. It's a little bit interesting, not knowing what we're against. So we actually have the turn 5 Tsunami into turn 6 Tsunami. So I kind of just need to not die before then. And we should be fine.
Candle much lighter.
This is not Weapon Rogue. So we should be just fine here. I guess we could always get scammed if it's somebody playing Wishing Well. We now have ourselves a standoff. Nobody wants to swing because they're greedy. I'm playing a minion next turn. For sure. The version with only Portal Master and King is still viable. I believe that it is. I don't think that the nerfs actually really did anything to the deck. Because basically with Portal Mancer going to 6, the only thing it really changes is that you can no longer get, or it's extremely rare, that you can get the turn 4 Tsunami. But you can still get a turn 5 Tsunami, like with coins. And you can get a turn 4 Tsunami if you had exactly Greedy Partner, 2 coins off of Metal Detector, and then you would have 3 coins in hand, double coin this, Boom. Make the switch. And the Surf Pod change, with the Surf Pod going to a 4/4, it just doesn't... Nobody's ever looked at the Surf Pod and said, oh my god, it's a 5/6. So they do get a coin here, but it kind of doesn't matter, because we have Tsunami into Tsunami. And this is exactly the kind of game that you would see prior to the changes. I am going to swing here just because it kind of sets up lethal next turn with the con man in hand. Our opponent only has 1 coin, so they can go Wishing Well coin and they get 1 legendary. Is it enough to save them? Thanks for the answer. I'm going to go spam it in low ranks. Yep, I'm pretty sure it's going to be just as good as it was.
You win fair and square.
Easy! Turn 5 Tsunami too strong. Yeah, I have a feeling that people are very quickly going to come to the conclusion that Big Spell Mage is just as good as it was. And so the meta's not really going to change all that much. Which, to be honest, I mean, I would say good job to the Hearthstone developers. Which is not something that you hear very often, but I think they wanted to reduce the power of Big Spell Mage slightly, and I think they've done that. But they didn't actually destroy the deck.
Queen Ashara versus
We have another Mage Enjoyer.
You asked for it. All imperfections must be swept away.
And I would like to go first with King Tide and Tsunami, please. Unfortunately, I can't actually keep the Tsunami. I am keeping the weapon, though. There's the watercolor. I almost don't even want to play this because it's going to give my opponent a coin when they equip their weapon, but...
One dose solves any problem.
So I'm just 1 King Tide top deck away from living the dream here.
Just use more.
Because we went first. Which means I can King Tide on 4 if I'm good enough to draw it. And they actually can't do anything. They coin the weapon. So I probably just equip the weapon and pass. I can hold on to this. I just don't want to give my opponent an additional coin here. But like Surf Pod into watercolor. I don't want to draw the second Tsunami before I play this, but I don't want to just play it and then give my opponent a coin. So really, I mean, they still have, because they coined this out, they just have the coin. It would be the same as if, you know, they just had the coin from going second. So no real change there. If we're really good at Hearthstone, we top deck it, but we actually had it last game, so can't complain too much here. We don't have it. On man. Again, I'm not going to give my opponent a coin. They may be holding on to like a Portal Mancer of their own. This is good though. That's bad. So I can ping, swing. Yeah, I kind of have to start doing stuff. Like, I can't just continue to sit here. But if they have watercolor artist after this play, I'm in trouble. The good news is it's a 4/4 and not a 5/6. That's a small consolation.
Obey the queen!
If I play this now, it's 9 mana next turn. And I don't have a choice. They actually just draw the Tsunami. I think that's game. Pretty much in the mirror, the person that tsunamis first wins. Although that don't have tsunami in their con man. But I just don't have a good way to be able to react to this. And I'm pretty much just dead next turn. Yeah, it's over.
Next time will be different.
Unfortunate, but that's the nature of the big spell mage mirror match. Kind of surprised to see somebody else playing it. I haven't seen people playing it very much since the nerf patch. But again, I feel like very quickly people are going to come to the conclusion that the deck is absolutely fine and basically as strong as it already was before the nerfs.
Versus Kurtress.
This is the problem.
Is this my final
People playing these demon hunters.
Behold the magic of death.
So, I mean, with these, it gives me the turn 5 tsunami, but the problem is, like, Demon Hunter starts can sometimes be so good that a turn 5 tsunami is just too slow. But the only other cards that I would really be looking for would be like an audio medic, and maybe the metal detector or an instrument tech to be able to remove pesky minions, but I think just having the 1-drop in hand against an aggro deck, I want to keep it. And then have these guys for the setup for the turn 5 tsunami. So pretty much, we really just need to dodge Sigil into Roughhouser.
My wool itches for war. One dose solves
We actually top deck one.
any problem.
Tuned to perfection.
Okay, I don't mind this at all. I can like ping trade.
Just use more.
And it kind of feels like we're in okay shape here. So keep to the plan, this on 3, 4, Tsunami on 5, and then hopefully we draw a con man.
Itches for war.
Shaman decks are rising by the big spell mages decks. Even just play this. Is it better to watercolor? Watercolor can't attack this turn, this can, and it heals me. Into King Tide. They're slow because they haven't played any pirates.
There must be a way.
I think I like it.
Feel that healing beat.
I'm just going to remove this minion, since that doesn't actually die. Ah, so they're actually not playing aggro. That totally changes things. So I'm assuming this is like a window shopper deck. I don't think that changes what we're doing at all, though.
Hang 10, or however many you got.
So I can go Tsunami on 5. 6 I can watercolor, and then on turn 7 I can do a Portal Mancer. Second Tsunami. And they actually trade here. I guess because they're not an aggro deck, they don't push the damage face, but they needed to make this attack first because they lost that damage now. Nice. Somebody hit this. Perfect.
That toy was made just
Alright,
for
here's the
me.
window shopper. What they get here is, they quick pick too, it's gotta be something good. It's like the best thing you can get, man. 3 damage every single turn now. But we hit a con man. Did our opponent just die? Also, I have this. And a sunset volley. I guess that's for next turn. Hit here.
Observe and reflect.
Wish I had a weapon in hand. I double trade, 15 goes face. I think I trade 1 just because it dies to this next turn anyway. And I freeze that.
100% real fake gold.
That's fine. Just push the damage, and then they should just die next turn. I can do the Portal Mancer Sunset Volley play. So they need 14 damage from hand. This doesn't even clear the board.
I'm the perfect toy for you.
They are demons that heal, but they're not going to be well played.
You are skillful indeed.
There are demons that heal, but if it was only a 1/1, it's not going to do like anything at all. Man, I haven't seen a Windows Shopper Demon Hunter since I played it myself like 2 weeks ago. I think that's the first Windows Shopper deck I've ever actually played against. I thought it was strange when they weren't playing Pirates. Because that's the problem. That deck, unless they built it totally different from like what I played and what I've seen other people play, it still wants to play as an aggressive deck, but Pirate Demon Hunter is just a better, faster version of Demon Hunter for that situation.
Behold the magic of death.
Once again, the dream. I'm not even keeping Sea Shield since I have these. It's a little bit better going first, but I mean, we've got early game, we've got late game for mid game. This depends on kind of what
One dose solves any problem.
what deck we're up against. I think I want to play Instrument Tech. It gives me a guaranteed weapon for turn 3.
To perfection.
Nice to see you back in Hearthstone Uncorrupt. Missed your guides. AJ, thank you. Appreciate that. I'm glad to be back too. I've been really enjoying it after the break that I took. This kind of hurts, but it must be done. Also, there's an outside chance that this is like Evolve Shaman and that we just lose on the spot to a wave of nostalgia next turn. But I can't really do anything about it. Kill one of these. Or maybe this. And play the King Tide to go for the turn 5 Tsunami. And the way they're set up, this looks like a wave of nostalgia on turn 5. But this is pretty much my only option. If they have it, they have it, and we just lose. Yeah, I've been enjoying since I've been back. I took like a year off, and I think a lot of the cards that I found problematic and the playstyles that I didn't like. Alright, well, we're almost dead, but we're playing a turn 5 Tsunami here. So I'm going to play the Tsunami first, and we're almost dead. So we're dead to the weapon, actually. Probably just a loss this game. Let's see what happens. So freezing face is good, but now I'm just dead to the 5/7 on board.
You are skillful indeed. Well done.
The double buffed. Actually, I guess well, yeah, it's double buffed. Druid was quite obnoxious. I think the thing that bothered me so much a year ago was it felt like the developers were really leaning into random outcomes, and the random outcomes were deciding games, and that's what I didn't like. Like in July and August last year, it really just felt like the decisions that you make didn't matter, because your opponent would just create something that was perfect for the situation. Created by...
Lady Prestor versus Malfurion.
Feel the power of the wild world.
You shall pay for
But
your
since then-
insolence.
And keep the whole hand here. Hopefully the early big spell is enough against Druid.
One dose solves any problem.
Also, there's a couple of... Well, there's more than a couple Druids. There's Dungar Druid. The Con Man, you
Just
say.
use more.
It's probably shill into Surf Pod. And hope for the best. Same as always. But there's Spell Damage Druid, there is Dungar Druid, there's Reno Druid. There's actually a lot of different decks. And early on, it's hard to tell exactly what deck you're up against. I feel like this is a Reno deck, just based on this particular play. We hit the Watercolor Artist. It's a guaranteed tsunami into tsunami.
Just use more.
A limited time offer.
Unfortunately, my Surf Pod is only going to be a 4/4. Said no one ever. If I lose this game because this has 1 less attack and 2 less health, I'll change my tune. But until that actually happens, I'm saying this nerf did absolutely nothing. And it's pretty obvious that this nerf didn't change a whole lot either. It just delays it by 1 turn.
Only good for smashing.
Dang, man, I hope I don't draw the second one, because that would be really, really bad. Guess it's fine now.
What a deal!
Push the damage face. I guess we're vulnerable to swipe here, but I'd rather get the 3 face than to take this trade. We basically made our opponents play for them, because the swipe was so clean. But that means they're not ramping or doing other things. Also, the swipe is now gone. We have lethal on board. Oh, different. None of these are arcane, right? What is the, for the C? Nah, nothing's arcane. I guess I'm just gonna take the Rusher.
One dose
Our opponent didn't concede, so I guess they have
problem.
something that prevents them from just losing here. But they're gonna take another 12 damage when I play the Con Man. Oh wait, that's right.
I concede.
I feel like I make that mistake a lot. Wait, why do you have Rogue and Mage cards in hand? I haven't played in a while. Hey Weed, appreciate you stopping by. So, with the latest Hearthstone expansion, they introduced a type of card called Tourist. And so, here's an example right here. So, this is a Mage card, but it's a Rogue Tourist. And so, when you put this card in your Mage deck, it allows you to play any Rogue card from the most current expansion. So this is a new Rogue card for Perils in Paradise. Also, the Metal Detector is a Rogue card, Conniving Con Man. And so you can play your Tourist, and then you can mix in cards from a different class. And every class has at least 1 Tourist, and I think there's a few classes that have 2 now that the mini set is out. One of the interesting things that we've seen is that some of the Rogue cards are really, really bad in Rogue, but they're good in other classes. So right now, Mage can play those cards, and Paladin also has access to a Tourist that can play the Rogue cards. So like the Conniving Con Man, replayed the last non-Rogue class card. Absolutely trash in Rogue, but it's busted in Mage and Paladin.
Magic of death.
Speaking of rouges, Spark Sackus. I guess I want to draw the weapon here. Maybe I don't. Thanks for explaining. Yeah, no problem, man. It's really pretty cool, at least in my opinion. I think. Probably not that good, right? Are we a Mad Bomber gamer? I think we're Mad Bombing. But, I mean, it's one of those things where you're like, oh man, I really need the tsunami. I'll take a coin, though.
You fold.
This is either Giant's Rogue or it's Weapon Rogue. If it's Weapon Rogue, I have to have the tsunami. At least they don't have the quick pick here. Am I bombing? What's the chance that I just hit, like, all my own stuff, my characters in my face? Either way. Get in there, big boy.
Those solves any problem.
You are skillful indeed.
My opponent's the best Hearthstone player in the world. So I'm expecting a swarthy sword, whatever that card's called here. There it is. So we're playing against Weapon Rogue. I win the game if I hit an early tsunami, and if I don't, it's like a guaranteed loss. Sea shill. Things are not looking great here. I'm tempted to just, like, use the coin now.
Just use more.
Because what am I actually trading for? Because what I'm thinking is just medic. Because they're not going to have a lot of minions on the board anyway. Take the 2 healing and then coin out the sea shield. And I can go under the sea and hopefully hit like a big minion that can disrupt what my opponent's doing. They run silences as well, though.
A limited time.
Make sure I get the order correct. But they're getting ready to make this weapon very big. I might actually be dead on their turn 5. But like the Taurus stuff, it's really cool when you sit back and look at it. If you haven't played it in a while, you're like, oh man, that's awesome. I think in reality, though, it's one of those things where, like, people have pretty much already discovered what the best decks are. Yeah, look at that. I might survive 2 more turns. There's a tsunami, but I can't actually play it. Metal detector. I guess I just have to do this and hope it's something that can win me the game. Pretty good if they don't have the silence. Next turn I can just con man. Yeah, see, they do have the silence. It would be nice if this summoned the same minion again, but I'm going to draw a non-drop.
100% real fake gold.
And I got a 3/3. Imagine this is a minion with stats that I can actually potentially have lethal. Maybe we sneak in there if I'm not dead. They only need 7 more damage, though. 4 cards in hand. 8, 10, 15. I actually do have lethal set up here. But yeah, so after the after like the deck building phase of the expansion is over, it's still kind of cool, but I should be dead. Guess I'm not dead. I'm not dead, but I'm also not winning the game. 5, 7, 11.
Your
One off.
destination awaits.
Just use
Think quickly.
Job's done.
That's tough.
Well done.
Missed 1 damage. That actually wasn't even a very good draw for the Weapon Rogue. They drew no additional cards other than the dig for treasure on turn 1. But yeah, once the deck building phase is over, I think it kind of loses its luster a little bit because it's, you know, the newness wears off. In the beginning, it's fun for deck builders, and you see a new deck, and you're like, oh, hey.
Lady
But at this point, it's
versus Renathal.
just kind of is what it is.
There is a simplicity in inevitability.
You shall pay for your
Warrior. We have the card. Which one is the... Ooh. That looks like a turn 5 tsunami. Which one is the king? Is the king the elemental, or is the king the guy on the surfboard on the elemental? Anybody know? Man, I kind of hate drawing that. Thinking about returning to Hearthstone. Lately haven't had much time to play, and I'd have a lot to catch up on since I stopped playing around time the ETC Band Manager expansion. Yeah, I feel you on that, Weed. I was only gone for a year. But just like missing that entire year's worth of sets.
You challenge me?
Kind of puts you behind quite a bit as far as your card collection. So I've got Tsunami into Tsunami as long as I don't top deck the other copy of this, because I'll be able to play this and this the same turn. We realize now what we're playing against as well. Hopefully there's not... Oh, that's nice. Hopefully there is not a chemical spill here. If they chemical spill on turn 5 into a Ziliax, this game is going to be really, really hard. Okay. So we help him draw cards. Oh wait, they did 15 armor? That's insane. Like, actually crazy. The other good news here is that if they have the mech, they can't, like, play the one-attack weapon and swing. They're gonna brawl, I'm gonna con man? I mean, I've gotten the habit of double-checking the con man.
100% real, fake gold.
But yeah, so just like from my perspective of taking a year off of Hearthstone, I'm really enjoying it. But it's one of those things that, you know, you're only going to get as much enjoyment as your collection allows you to have. Wow.
Ah, golden. Ah, golden.
You challenge me?
Ooh, they all still get to attack? So I just set up the surf pod here. My little 4/4. And then if I don't draw something, I can draw the other tsunami.
That shall do.
Yes, it shall. I have to go, but I'll watch the VOD later. Good luck on your way to the top 200, and see you on future streams. Weed, thank you, man. Appreciate you stopping by. I gotta be honest, we're stalled out. Running like a straight 50-50 today on stream. That's alright, though. Actually...
Lady Press
I don't like mirror matches of any deck, but we're actually +1 today.
Fast for it. You shall pay for your insolence.
Alright, negative. I don't know if Portalmancer is a keep anymore, since the nerf. I'm tempted to keep it, but without having like a metal detector, maybe just the fact that it's 6 mana now, you don't keep it, because you have time to draw into it. Let's toss it. I would like a King Tide by turn 4, please, since I am going first. Well, I've got a turn 6 Tsunami, but pretty much what I've seen in the mirror match is that the person that plays the first big spell tends to win. That's going face, I guess. There's no reason to shoot this because I don't know when I'm going to be pinging again.
I smell gold in them there waters.
Also, I'm going to play this and they're going to weapon up. It's not feeling very good this particular game. I'm just going to go ahead and play that. I can't wait for turn 6. The plan is to top deck King Tide. But unfortunately, like, we're behind on tempo. We're going to be behind on card advantage soon. And it's looking like we're going to get blown out of the game. Second watercolor? I'm basically doing nothing every turn. Like, I kind of have to play a minion here.
I smell gold.
But at the same time, I'm giving my opponent a coin. I just need to draw. So I'll still go Surf Pod Watercolor. If I'm really bad at the game, I'm going to draw the Tsunami first. Yeah, so here's the Portalmancer, it looks like. So they actually still had... Oh, it's a Khadgar, okay. But you can imagine, they could have played a Portalmancer here. And still had it on turn 4. But I'm losing in every way that matters. 5, 6. I mean, they can push 7. And this might actually fireball face.
A limited time offer.
It's an interesting trade. If it's me, I'm pretty sure that I actually just push the damage face. Who cares about the 4/4? I do hit a con man, though. Make sure I do this in the right order. I'm gonna ping first.
Job's done.
So the only thing that maybe saves me here is the Tsunami into Tsunami. And this is why I feel like they should have pushed that 4 damage face. Because I'd be sitting at, or it was 5 damage face, I'd be sitting at 8. And I'd be dead to Fireball from this thing. Let's see if they do it again. Okay, so they're playing a different version here. And I'm actually, like, okay with all of this. Just don't hit me in the face, please. Could be a counter spell, I don't really care. Go ahead and kill off my 3/1 here. Double check. It's actually the watercolor artist. I'm glad I checked because I was getting ready to play it and expect a Tsunami. But I've got a Tsunami in it now. Man, that was almost a really bad misplay. I said this earlier in the stream, but I do that quite a bit. Like, I just don't realize that something in my brain doesn't click that watercolor artist is not Tsunami. Man, why does it hit me so much? jeez. Norganon? Norganon deal 5? They hit the 8 armor, man. What are you talking about? They're at 20. I have 9, so there's no lethal. I guess it's just a con man play. Freeze their minions and then play the con man. There's a chance that Zephyrus gives lethal. But I've already kind of missed that opportunity. And I don't want to take up a slot on the board because I would rather have the other 2 water elementals. So I'm going to make a play like this.
100% real
So much time.
And I kind of really did not want to give them additional board space here either. I'm just dead to this at any given point.
100% real fake gold.
It's such a clown fiesta. I have 6. I have 11. If this hits Bloodlust, that's 13. And they have a secret. What's the chance? Oh my gosh. It freezes another minion. It's 8, 9. It's just 8. I don't have mana. And this game was like a really, really sad story.
Curious.
Oh, have you filled out the paperwork?
That never gives me lethal, so I have to do this and just hope that it's not a counterspell. Oh, I died. Man, that was a sad game. That's why I don't like mirror matches. Just too much damage in the early game. If I had drawn a weapon and could have, like, removed the gold panner so that they weren't drawing, and, you know, I would have taken less damage over those early turns. But then the stupid Wisdom Ball, it shot Frostbolt 3 different times. Twice it hit me in the face, and that damage was very relevant. And then it also froze the stupid water elemental on that last turn.
You shall pay for your insolence.
Against Druid? I'm not sure about the weapon against Druid because there's so many games where there's no targets for the weapon. I like King Tide, but I need something to play with it. Oh look, I think there's going to be targets this game.
Pick the one, silly.
What if do I ever take... It's never Doomsayer, right? I need somebody to talk me out of this. Because I'm just thinking Dungar Druid, but I'm not even sure that Dungar plays that. Let me just quit trolling and take another copy of a card that I put in my deck on purpose.
You don't pick the one, silly.
Feel that healing beat.
Pretty straightforward, I guess. If I play this, it's only going to draw 1. I might be able to draw 2 at some point this game. There's the ramp that they always have. And additional surf pod. I think now I play this.
I smell gold in their water.
Because I would really like to draw a spell. Otherwise the Tsunami is just, or the King Tide is just dead in my hand. I'm still wondering which one is the king here.
Exist in harmony.
Right, well there's the Tsunami, but... I don't know, I'm afraid I'm a little bit slow this game.
Get your own hand.
Use more.
Oh, wait, I'm rich.
So I've got Tsunami on 5. And then an additional Tsunami on 7, but if they ramp again, like with Crystal Cluster, that's not bad. I mean, they clear this board, but the board isn't that great anyway. It's a pretty good play by them as well. Doesn't really change what I'm doing, though. So I feel like this is Reno Druid, just based on what we've seen so far. Probably just Surf Pod trade.
After all I've done, the future will not be lost.
Ooh. Con man, you say. Probably just con man, if that be the case, which it is.
100% real fake gold.
Got a ping here, just in case I need to ping it again next turn to remove it. They're only on 8 mana. I think we already saw the Innervate, if it's Reno. But they have another minion off of the Flower Child, so they could have like a Yogg or a Fi play here that would be pretty bad for us. They can also get like healing off of this as well. Basically, the thing I've learned about Reno Druid is that they always have it, so I'm expecting to have something really bad happen to us here.
I bring life.
Nice to meet you.
Wait, I have lethal with the weapon? I want my coin! Yeah, where's the coin? That's like my lucky coin. But I didn't get it. You don't get a coin when you kill a hero? That don't seem right. But so, I mean, pretty much exactly like what I expected. The big spell mage, it's playing and performing exactly as well as it did before the nerfs. They just took away some of the, like, really, really instant win high roll by pushing the Portalmancer up a mana. So you get less, like, actual free wins, but not even very much, because how many games were you playing Portalmancer on turn 4? I mean, it happened occasionally, but it wasn't a lot. So now any game where previously you had Portalmancer on 4, you still have Portalmancer on 5 with the coins.
Queen
Versus
Ashara
Warrior.
versus Boulder
I like that
Face.
skin.
imperfections must be swept away.
What is this? Alright, so Warrior definitely doesn't have minions for the weapon, right? I take that back. They have, like, the Needle Totem, and it's kind of important to kill it, too, because you cut off card draw and armor gain. So let me keep the weapon here. I was about to start trolling, but not just yet. Now Hearthstone is trolling. Kitty cat. My good luck charm has arrived. Kitty! Just gonna coin out the weapon and remove this. Again, I don't want them drawing cards. I'd like to draw my own cards, but this is like a coin neutral play because we get our own coin back. So this is a game, especially like with a second weapon in hand, assuming they like play another minion, I wouldn't mind seeing even the nerfed version of the Portalmancer. That's an interesting card. Am I actually just playing Reno?
A limited time offer.
Is this a Reno Warrior Maniac? Alright, so I get another coin.
Obey the queen!
Tsunami.
I smell gold in them there waters. Keep on panning.
So I wonder if that was sanitized or if it was the bellowing flames. This looks like Odin Warrior, but I really don't think that Odin plays. That's crazy. I kind of want to like get one of these out, but I guess I'm going to make the play like this. This is a lot of armor, though.
One dose solves any problem.
How comfortable am I with an overdraw here? Assuming this dies. I don't think I need the coin as much as I need potentially what's going to be coming out of my deck, because if something important...
Holy, I'm rich!
Interesting. Actually, I can coin this.
Do you have this
Sunset Volley, and then the following turn I'll still be able to Tsunami. That changes my play quite a bit. Unfortunately, my opponent is... Well, they're going to overdraw. Overdraw Odin. I deserve it.
Obey the queen!
Alright, you die for sure. I think I need to trade this off. Because I don't really want to draw anymore. Or do I? Maybe I do want to draw more. Alright, so... Assuming that was a, draw the brawl. So I'm assuming that was a sanitize that they had. Again, I'm still not sure if this is Reno or Odin. There's another forge. That's a sanitize. And they still have another forge to sanitize. So maybe it's better to Sunset Volley here than it would be to Tsunami. better to trade. This is just a 1-2 on board. Okay. Interestingly enough, I don't have the reverberations that would kind of partner with the Norganon because I put in some anti-aggro tech into the deck. I was a little bit concerned about Pirate Demon Hunters. Should have been worried about Maniacs. Five armor!
Relaxation for all, and all thanks to me.
I almost think I get this down to start trying to get the value out of it. Next turn I can play this. I mean, there's no value left for Under the Sea once I draw that second Tsunami, but I feel like I need to get this down. If it's Reno, they might actually be running Viper, though.
Such choices.
This does nothing but... Well, it does nothing but win a brawl, I guess, so... this is supposed to be helpful, so if it casts Arcane Intellect and I burn cards, I'm mad. Alright, I would consider that to be helpful. So we still haven't seen, like, a Bran or a Bomb Boss. They should feel comfortable if it's Odin to just jam the Odin. And they do. So I've got... there's interesting options here. If you go for enemy damage, you can actually hit like a King Crush off of this. I couldn't play King Crush this turn, but with the Con Man it's like double King Crush, but I guess that's kind of like an outlier that I don't want to play for. I probably just coin the Tsunami here. At some point I'm going to want a Norganon. But freezing their face is good now that they played the Odin. What's the story behind your name? It's actually a I don't know how interesting you would consider the story to be.
Brain blast.
I don't want to lose water elementals. I feel like they're just going to die anyway the first round. So when I first started my YouTube channel, my idea was that I wanted to, it was just going to be like straight gameplay. No microphone, no commentary, no face cam, no nothing. Because I felt like... Oh, I think I died. Because it felt like that just corrupted the gameplay. Because do you really want to look at somebody's face over here? Oof, man, I'm taking 18. Well, they're frozen, so they can't actually... Okay. I forgot their face was frozen. But, and even, like, somebody talking during the gameplay, I was like, man, I'm just gonna play. And I think the very first game that I made YouTube content for was a really old Sega Genesis game called Shining Force. And it was just me playing the game. And literally no one was interested in that. When I say no one, I mean no one. And I'm like, well, okay. So I gave in first. I was like, okay, I'll do the microphone. And then, of course, now I have a webcam, but I don't always use it. But so the idea behind the YouTube channel was uncorrupted gameplay. And so I chose the name Uncorrupt. And I think a lot of people tend to think that it's like a Hearthstone reference. Because of, like, corrupted cards and whatnot. Interesting. I want to take a trade here. Watercolor artist.
Time is short.
I think I just play it and give up on the Under the Sea. I really need to keep my opponent's face frozen. As soon as they have a turn where they don't clear the board, face, nice. As soon as they have a turn where they don't clear the board, I'm going to play the Zephyrus and hope that I can hit like Savage Roar or Bloodlust. But they should have a few more board clears. The good news is, with the Frozen Face, Odin Warrior isn't really doing a whole lot. So there's that. Armor up is weak. I like it. 9 cards in hand, and they can't do anything with a Frozen Face. I can also play Norganon for, like, more expensive stuff. That might potentially save me at some point as well. Alright, there's the second Sanitize. And I can actually just... Let's see, Con Man. So they should still have, like, 2 copies of Brawl, though, right? Con Man plays a watercolor, so I have to Tsunami here. Again, a Frozen Face. We're not dying. And I've got another one. Fireball Face. Alright, Counterspell is good. This means that they have to throw something away here. I'm fine with that. Even if they Brawl, one of these survives. Alright, there's a Blade Storm. So again, I'm gonna Con Man, and this is gonna be my last Tsunami. It deals 12. They're gonna be at 10. It might be depending on Zephyrus to grant me lethal. I don't really have anything in my deck at all. And the Ziliax is really good. Kind of looks like we're losing here. I feel like if their face isn't frozen, that I just lose the game. Because they have an Ignis weapon as well. Brawl. If I Brawl, I can't Con Man. I kind of feel like that's where I'm at, though. Zephyrus. What a champ. I've also overwritten my, last Tsunami, so I think we just lose here. Unfortunate. Odin Warrior is a really good deck. I'm assuming that's a shield block. We should die. They're free to play the Ignis weapon now. We don't have any pressure on their health total. Maybe Marin for Crown. If I may ask such a rather personal question. If you missed the explanation of the story behind my name, it was the shorter version is my original idea for my YouTube channel was uncorrupted gameplay, and in my mind at that time, like a webcam and a microphone, somebody talking, you know, having a face like over here, kind of ruined the organic experience of playing a game and watching someone play a game. And so I was going to like just play without commentary and without a face cam or anything else. And so it was uncorrupted gameplay. Yeah, it's just a loss.
Next time you'll be different.
My opponent basically roped lethal. But I very quickly realized that that was like extremely uninteresting content for basically everybody. And so then I began to cave. First came the microphone, and then later on came the webcam. Sometimes I use the webcam, sometimes I don't. Kind of depends on... Honestly, it depends on whether or not I feel like setting everything up.
Khadgar versus Gul'dan.
My plans are coming to fruition. Behold the magic of death.
Conman on 3, Puzzle Master on 4. I feel like that might actually be what I have to do. If I'm going to coin the Conman on 3, then I don't really need to keep the Sea Shield, I don't think, either. Those are my plays. I'm afraid of Painlock, and this might be able to save me from just dying to the aggro, so I think I'm going to keep this and give it a try. Also, if it's Insanity Lock, then maybe I get like face damage out of this. My anti-aggro tech coming in hot. And of course it's Insanity. So this may not even be able to kill the Virtuoso. Yeah, they'll be able to trade off the guy. Wait, what am I doing? I'm mulliganing the wrong card. I kept the Conman instead of the Sea Shield. Actually going crazy.
To perfection.
Well, that's really unfortunate. Yeah, no problem, George.
And now, the premiere act. Me!
Yeah, that is just a hair wild. I might even be looking to use King Tide this game. Well, now that I have this, it's a bit of a different story. Probably still want to just kill the Virtuoso here. Although with this equipped, it doesn't matter. Maybe it was better off to kill this instead of taking that damage twice. But I can just go King Tide on 4, this on 5, and Khadgar on 6. Yeah, that's wild, man. I should actually just be playing a Khadgar. But the other option would be to just save the King Tide and try to use it as a Lotheb.
Any problem?
Hey Quad, I see the BM is still around. I feel like I haven't played in 1 or 2 years. Yeah, I took an extended break myself from Hearthstone. I feel like I need to save this for the turn that they're trying to kill me, but at the same time, how am I ever winning if I do that?
Think quickly! Think quickly! Hang 10, or however many you got!
Also, I'm kind of hoping that they don't have the Crazed Conductor here. Taking a break from Hearthstone did wonders for me. Like, the game is just so much more enjoyable after you take an extended break like that. On the plus side, I'm going to have that packed into my Conman. This might actually be enough to be able to win the game. Maybe. Popgar? If they have Popguard, this might actually just clear it. Maybe. You would know me by Fall Risk. Yeah, I remember you. Actually had both. Oh, they didn't have 2 crescendos. Wait. They died.
100% real fake gold.
Easy game. Man, nobody I know actually plays this game anymore. Last online more than a month ago. So you must have started playing like some other Blizzard game then if you're online a month ago. Or does it... If your launcher automatically launches, even though you don't actually play a game, does it show you as being online in the friends list? I don't know how that works.
Khadgar versus Jaina.
The time for dreaming is over.
Behold the magic.
Also, I really don't like mirror matches, man. Why is, why are so many people playing the nerf deck? Ooh. Interesting.
One dose solves any problem.
Ooh. Finally. I'm going first. In the mirror, I have King Tide and Tsunami. I don't even need the coin. I think I just take the weapon.
Tuned to perfection.
Take the weapon. If they can coin their own weapon. If they don't, I'm going to trade this to prevent them from getting a coin. Yeah. Bump there. Make sure they don't get a coin. Collect a coin of my own.
Think quickly.
The Tide on 4, Tsunami on 5. Thanks for the answer. Yeah, no problem, George. Thank you for the question. Yeah, see, look at that. Now they have no minion to be able to get a coin from. Well, I guess they do. They'll be able to, they could potentially get it from the King Tide, but that's kind of whatever. I mean, if they want to ping and swing into it to get a coin, I guess I'm fine with it, because they're getting ready to take it in the chops. The one issue that I have is I don't have a con man in hand. If I had a con man, I would think that the game is just absolutely over. They do have top secret tech, though. Can't believe anybody's still playing this. The only reason to play this is if you're expecting big Spell Mage mirrors, and you shouldn't be expecting the mirrors because the deck was just nerfed.
There must be a way.
That's a little bit sad. And I kind of have to trade here because I need to protect my health total. I've got Under the Sea, though, to follow up the Surf Pod, and it looks like my opponent shouldn't be getting a big spell down here.
Turn down that racket.
They did it to me again. Oh, and I top-decked the Tsunami anyway. That's what I think of your speaker stompers. So I just get the Khadgar down. Yeah, I don't have a con man in hand anyway. So we're gonna make the play like this. Yeah, Frostbolt face, man. That's exactly what happened to me a couple of games ago. Actually, only one turn off from being able to Tsunami with a pair of coins here. Counter Tsunami. I really don't want to have to use a coin to ping this off. They have 12.
There must be a way.
They could also have a con man. I think I need to push the damage face. Walking Mountain is crazy. I only get one hit with it because it freezes up, but it is a small heal. Blizzard is nice. So I'm kind of thinking they have a con man here, but this can potentially soak a lot of hits, and every time it gets hit, I heal.
Don't use your head. Mine.
Hey Yasher, nice to see you. Barely made it to Legend with 10x this season. Took a pause with Hearthstone 2 this month, but it works. Random BS with a smile on my face again. Not frustrates. Yeah, I've been in that spot, man. I think anybody, everybody that's been to Legend at least one time has had that issue with the 10x climb. I think I did myself. I can't remember. Was it this month? I think it was earlier this month. I went up to Diamond 1, had 3 stars, queued into a hunter. And I think I actually like got up from my computer and started dancing around my chair. I was like, yeah, Legend, this is great. And then I lost to the hunter. Lost the game after that. Queued up again. And I think I won 2. So I was on the final boss again. And then from that point, I went all the way back down to Diamond 5. And then like I worked my way back up to Diamond 2 and then back to Diamond 5. And then I hung around Diamond 5, Diamond 4 for a while. And then finally I was able to like push my way through and get to Legend. I can't remember if that was August or September. I kind of feel like it was September though. Earlier this month.
Lady Prestor versus Nosdormu.
Paladin, likely Pipsy. I played
Will breach these walls.
You shall pay
the boy.
for your insolence.
The absolute boy going first too. I played against I don't know, like 6 paladins yesterday. 5 of which were Pipsy Paladin, 4 of which played Pipsy on turn 5. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Solves any problem.
It actually was yesterday. By the way, 2 games in a row. We're so good at Hearthstone. Ping goes face. I'm not going to have time to be able to ping again to kill this. Exactly the same with this Diamond 1, Diamond 3 dynamic. Have a fun climb. Thank you. Appreciate you stopping by. I think I just go ahead and do this. Question is for what? I guess Battlefield, because if they get the Pipsy down and it dies, and they have like Ziliax and Amethyst. If I do this, I basically waste the discount from King Tide, so I'm gonna make the play thusly.
Job's done.
These aren't great, but they're also not terrible. But where we're really looking to win the game is the turn 5 Tsunami. I'd like to see I'd like to see a con man before I have to play other spells. But even if I have to do like this on turn 6, it's not all bad. I do get a big minion.
A limited time offer.
Hang 10, or however many you got.
Hopefully this guy soaks up some of the minions on the board. I kind of... Now they can give him Divine Shield though if they want to start spinning the Divine Brew. This is the play no matter what. It's just kind of... It's more of how my opponent is going to be able to respond to it. I like that they're removing these minions. I like that they don't have the metal detector, giving them a lot of coins as well.
The desert sun strengthens my rays.
One dose solves any problem.
That's unfortunate that they had it, but they kind of always have it, right? So, I mean, they do get a trade here, but I'm going to be able to equip the weapon and hit this. If they have a con man of their own, it's a little bit not good. Probably just going to be a weapon sea shield turn. I like the trade, though. That means they don't have any, like, spectacular plays. Another option could just be, like, Consecrate Ping. But, I mean, they're going to make this trade. A little bit unfortunate there. I'm going to take the coin while I can and get the sea shield down. So, we're kind of coming to the point in the game where I'm getting really concerned about the Pipsy coming down. And I don't have really good ways to deal with any of it.
Overboard on the size.
The Cadbar can actually polymorph this, which sort of ruins my opponent.
What a deal!
I'm going to go ahead and do this. Polymorph right there, please. And do I just go ahead and draw the Tsunami? Good Sea Shield first. Maybe the mana cheat's a little bit better, because I can't play the Tsunami next turn anyway. Alright, Polymorph. Counterspell. So they can actually just trade here. You're supposed to be helpful, Wisdom Ball. How bad is it? I mean, I can Death on this. I kind of need a Sunset Volley to help me get through the Amethyst here. I'm assuming they put the, well, they play a minion. May not actually be able to get this.
I could.
If I get to, they gotta be careful about what they take here. Because giving me mind control with the Titan on the board? Okay. They actually just wasted their Grifter.
The rope is not.
So I guess they...
Open your minds to the light.
Oh, I like it. I like it. I don't know, maybe light is not the correct word here. Alright, so I'm definitely doing this. Under the sea. Under the sea. I don't know if I want to do this for only 2. I'm still looking for a polymorph from the Wisdom Ball here. You're supposed to be helpful, Wisdom Ball. I guess the counterspell was okay, but it could have been better. Yep. That figures. I probably should have hit because I'm going to be doing the, going to be using the Sunset Volley. And this probably still doesn't die. Plus, it's kind of looking like I'm just dead next turn. Unless they haven't drawn Lanessa. What if I go Mara and card draw and coin the wand?
100% real fake gold.
May have gone slightly overboard on the size.
Yeah, I think I kind of need a Hail Mary play to be able to win this, so gotta take my chances here. Yeah, see, that's the problem, man. Like, you just never draw with this deck. Draw is only good in something like a Reno Druid, even, maybe. Potential for too many bad draws, but again, I kind of needed a Hail Mary. I was losing that game. So I needed to hit like 2 big spells, or like 1 big spell and Portal Mancer. You know, something that I could make immediate plays. Although Portal Mancer probably wasn't good because I had to use my coin. Game. Bugged Q? Oh?
Lady
Versus Shaman?
versus Thorum.
Marionette Thorum. I'm not sure I've ever seen that skin before.
You shall pay for your insolence.
I don't think you ever keep the Audio Medic. That's just my anti-aggro tech. And I'm actually not facing aggro, so maybe it's time to cut these. Put in a reverb and something else. We got the unit. The artwork only has 3 water elementals in it. I wonder if this was ever at some point, if it only ever summoned 3 water elementals instead of 4. And they did the artwork for 3. Reno Shaman? I think I want to just go ahead and draw the other Tsunami and start discounting it. I don't have any mana cheat in hand. I have like 0 pressure on my opponent for the foreseeable future, which means I'm probably just in trouble this game. I mean, it thins the deck.
Can't target that.
But at this point, like, even drawing a Surf Pod isn't that good. Portal Mancer, I don't have any coins yet. Although, I guess if I draw the Portal Mancer, potentially I'm creating a coin, like, nowish. Spend my entire turn killing this. Reno Shop. This is not a good deck, man. I just don't have the tools that I need to be able to win. And yes, it looks like I'm spending my entire turn.
You challenge me?
So I mean, I can trade and Portal Mancer. I could even just coin the Tsunami, but maybe it's better to get the start getting the value out of the Wisdom Ball and maybe draw into a Con Man before I play the first Tsunami.
Relaxation for all, and all thanks to me.
Marin is pretty good, I think. But that's actually a Portal Mancer.
You challenge me?
I think I like it.
Just a portal away from paradise.
Alright, the rest face. No, come on, game. Marin, the buffed Marin, actually soaked 3 elementals. That's a classic. Absolute classic. They don't know that I have the other weapon in hands. Maybe I get like a sneaky lethal by chipping away their health total. Furious Foul. So, I mean, it just makes sense to Tsunami again here. Even have a Zephyrus to potentially look for lethal if they can't do anything. The problem is Tumbleweed. I mean, they've only drawn... they got the 3... They've drawn 12 cards. I think the play is still just the Tsunami here and hope that they can't clear the board.
Step on through.
Opponent's at 12. Maybe it is just Zephyrus for face damage and hope that I hit like a fireball or something. Other option would be just Khadgar and hope I get some damage face.
Pact. Perfection. Pact. Perfection.
Opponent's heal is too full. It's a little bit sad.
Don't use your head. Use mine.
Alright, so we're having to restart chipping our opponent down. I'll probably just equip the weapon and take the 7, I guess. Maybe I even just do this for 5 to remove the Ziliax. These stupid Reno decks, man. It's like they always have absolutely everything. It's disgusting. They don't even draw half their deck, but somehow they have every card in their deck. These skillful plays are amazing. I'm gonna need some help from the Wisdom Ball here. I mean, it draws a Surf Pod, so it doesn't die. It does not draw a Surf Pod. Come on, game. Alright, well, this is interesting. Nice. Less than nice. So, I'm really expecting my opponent to draw, like, cheap bad cards. Surely they don't hit, like, Shutter Block and Incendious. Are you kidding me? They wand and they hit Shutter Block and Incendious? This is like the best player in the world. Why is his rank like 2k? That's ridiculous, man. I used wand and I hit like 2 2s and a 1.
My patience has reached its limit.
That's crazy. Well, that's definitely a loss. And that's actually going to do it for the stream. I got a short one today. I'm trying to get back into YouTube now that I've gotten back into Hearthstone and try to get the content going a little bit more. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Big Spell Mage, I still think the deck is just as good as it was before the nerfs. We went like exactly 50-50 with it today. But I don't think you're going to notice any difference in your own personal win rate if you're if you're choosing to queue up that deck. So thank you again for watching. I'm going to do my best to be back within the next day or two. And if you're playing Hearthstone, good luck out on the ladder.